Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Learning Torah Lishma. So, when a person thinks of a country, right, everybody knows that you need an army. At least most people know. Right? So, the question is that it? Is that all you need to protect a country? So, very interesting. We've seen today something that literally happening in other countries and also happening in America, and that is that you need to incentivize and hold up the morality and goodness of having kids, and to not allow people with propaganda to make the youth think that it's okay to get rid of the kids, to make them think they shouldn't have kids, to make them think that won't be their biggest accomplishment in life, which it will. Your children, when you get older, I mean, most people that are saying they feel it at a younger age, but certainly when you get to the older stages in life, a normal person, that's like the biggest accomplishment that they could ever do is the kids. That's how you, so to speak, continue in the world. You understand? So, and it's the biggest joy, kids, Now, of course, you have to raise them properly, you have to be in a proper environment. People have kids and they're very reckless and they turn out to be very bad and cause them a lot of pain. So, of course, you have to be, do things, and you have to be smart about it. But kids are the greatest blessing, the biggest bracha in life. So we see now that there's this many countries and are being taken over. Just think about it. You have a foreign entity that comes into your country, and then they begin to populate. They begin to have to just basically. They're having many kids, and they're getting married at the young age, or I don't know if they're getting married, not getting married, but they're having kids, and they're having kids at a young age, and they're telling their people to have kids at a young age, and while you, the country, are telling the people that are indigenous to that place, telling them not to have kids, telling them it's okay to kill your kids. And this is and basically they're overtaking. Just to understand this a bit, in Gaza, I believe when the Israelis gave Gaza to the people there, which then elected Hamas, when they gave it to the people of Gaza, there was like 300,000 people, and now I believe there's like 6 million. You understand? So just think about that. So basically, you could have an enemy take over your country, not by conquering it, but literally by outbirthing yours. Especially when it's so easy, because people are having maybe 1 to 2 kids, max 3, which basically means that you're staying the same. The country isn't growing, isn't getting less. If anything, it's getting less. You understand? So that also destroys a country. Just amazing. So when you're thinking about a healthy country, if a country can't sustain its own identity and it's taken over by either war, that a different place conquers it, or by they're just not really having kids, they're sort of just staying the same, if anything getting less and less and less over time, then other people with are coming in and populating, so that's also taking over the country. So one has to understand that to protect the country, it's not just the army, but it's It's also people giving birth, in, of course, in a healthy way, but that they should want to have as many kids as they can in a healthy way. You understand? And missing that is sort of a country missing part of its identity. And you know, and just to think about it, like, for all of history, kids were like the biggest blessing, something that everybody wanted, right? The women wanted it, the men wanted it. To have that be destroyed shows that there's something really rotten, you understand? And we have to be attentive to it to make sure we don't have it in ourselves. We have to be attentive to it so that if our kids are being affected, we should be able to realize it and help them. The first step to fixing a problem is realizing that it exists. Another thing is the ideologies that bring to that, they have to be obliterated for the safety. Just like you have an army that safeguards the country, an ideology that makes a mother think that it's okay to cut up their child inside of them. Those type of ideologies should not be allowed for literally the security of the country. It's another form of how an enemy could infiltrate and attack and take over. So this is something that a person needs to think about, that it's not just the army that is needed to protect the country, but there are many things. And if you look at God's laws, what I'm referring to is the Old Testament, and only what I call the only Testament, but looking at its laws, and it has such a deep understanding that we only appreciate it sometimes when we've gone against it and we've seen the results. And even then, you have to be smart. You have to be smart to figure it out. It's not so easy. So that's why we're bringing it out. So someone should realize the correlation. The safety of a country is not just the army, but it's also having kids and many other things. And so when God says that this is wrong, that's wrong, and you're thinking, well, who cares? Who cares? You see the wisdom of God. You see the wisdom of Hashem. I love you, and Hashem loves you more.